Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor and I'm Jewel, and as you can see we're still working on our grocery store on the Jules Peaceful Valley map. As you can see, we've got a lot to do, but we've gotten some stuff done, as you can see, and everything's subject to change as we go along. I think that this uh, asphalt is okay. It ain't exactly how I would picture it, but it's okay. And we're going to be moving different things around as we make the parking lot. I kind of would have liked a bigger one, but it actually isn't too bad, uh, because honestly, there's not going to be a whole lot going on. Then you got the store. Uh, we're going to put the loading thing here where we dump everything. So, but anyway, we got this going on. We're going to have flowers or grass or whatever we decide to put. Have some curbs probably. And we'll have stuff over here, as you can see. If you didn't see it on the last episode, we're going to make this like a feature area. Uh, but we'll work on that then. We do got to adjust this road, obviously. It's super steep. We're not finished with that. I might even, I'm not sure how I want to do it. I could even change the way that the shape of the road goes. Let me look at it a little bit. What do I want to do? I might bring it over some. Alright, I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I appreciate every single new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't seen the channel before, check out my playlist. I have a lot of tutorials on map making, and I have simulator gameplay, so check it out. So we're going to get started. I'm going to grab, let's see, we'll probably start with painting this area over a little further. Control R, let's grab it. We're going to bring it over here a little better. And then I'm going to take this color, hover over it. I got it on terrain detail texture paint mode. And I'm going to hover over this spot right here and hit Control R. And it's going to grab what this is right here, which is cobblestone. And it's going to bring it on over just a little bit. See, like so. So I'm trying to scoot this road over a bit, as you can see. There we go. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm trying to get it at least adjusted because I want to get this slope right. That's a lot better. Alright, so now I can smooth it down. Put it on sculpt mode, put it on smooth, and I'm going to try to see if I can't bring it down a little bit. And hopefully we can get it where we need it. And obviously I'm going to be making the roads later. This is just showing where things are going to go and how they're going to go. This isn't the actual road that'll be here, but it could be. I mean, you could make it that way. You can make it however you want to make it. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Let's make this come on into, put it back on the paint, and bring this in a little bit. Let's make that grass on the curve. I didn't mean to make a transform. Let me delete that. Come on now. Transform. What in the world? I did not want that. Never seen it do that before. That's funny. Transform. Okay. Trying to get the grass. Give it to me. Alright. There we go. I want this piece. Alright, that's good enough for now. You get the picture. You're going to come here, then you're going to turn, and you're going to go down the hill. Looks like we need to lower this side some more. So what I'm probably going to do, I'll probably do subtract on that one because it's going to be quite the, it ain't going to smooth out. So we got to hit subtract on it. We're going to be careful when we do. Oh, we got it way too high. We got to undo that. You got to turn down your little stuff up here, your opacity and all that stuff, so it makes it better. Alright, now then, I'm going to bring it down. Come on. Go down safely. Nice and easy. Behave. Try to get our road a little bit better. As you can see, I'm holding down the left mouse button and just tapping it, or holding it down, moving it, and then tapping it and moving it. Right now I'm just tapping it, as you can see. Now let's back up where we can see what's going down. Okay, so that went pretty far. We will be smoothing it, but I'm just trying to look. Okay, so some of that can be painted this or whatever we're going to do to it. We need to smooth it a little and then we'll come back to it on the subtract. Let's smooth it, see what we end up with. Okay. Get this down a little. Alright, let's see what we got there. Okay, so we got a dip. Mostly just trying to get it to that level. Obviously, when we build a road, it's going to be much different. Let's try to up the these while we have it on smooth and make this a lot smoother here. Is it on smooth? Yes. Okay. Trying to make it a lot smoother on this one. You can't tell it's moving much, but you can see it a little bit, but it's moving. So we're trying to get this just to make a little more sense when it comes off of this edge. Okay, now we're going to go back down. Okay, it's getting a little bit better. It's hard to tell without going in game and having a look. It's a big drop off there a little bit, but overall we got the basic area of the road. Obviously I'm not doing the road right now, so we can wait and finish that up later. You know, adjusting everything like so. But as you can see, roughly speaking, now we do need to lower that a little, so let's put it back down to about here. Put it back on subtract, and we're going to lower this a little bit more, because if we don't, we can't bring it smooth it level. It just doesn't work right when you smooth if you don't bring that side down more. Now we should be able to smooth it more evenly when we do that. Hopefully that helps it. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Still a little high right there, ain't it? Yeah. Let's bring that down with subtract. And go a little further. Like so. Trying to go a little further so when I smooth it, it's gonna accept it and make it make more sense, because it wants the angle from the highest point and I want it to be more equal. As long as you've moved it a little bit, it should do it. It's not terrible, but it's still a little bump there, ain't it? Not too bad. I think there's a little bit, but that's good for now. We got a spot, at least the beginnings of a spot. This part's gonna have to definitely be more smooth. So let's try to do that. Bring these on up, way up, as high as we can get them. Come on now. Don't want to come up there. I'm gonna knock this right down. Try to get that part down. That's the part I need to be down. Alright, let's see how that looks. Alright, that's a little bit better. It's not such a hard edge. We got a little bit of spot right here we gotta still do, but you can see it's definitely getting better. But anyway, that's good for that for now. Okay, this part will have to be smooth because I knocked it so far. So let's do that. Just a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Hard to tell, like I say, the way it hits. Actually, it's gonna have to be more, I think. You can see more in game, so I'll probably wait till I go in game before I go doing too much. Alright, so now we have all that. We have these still laying out. These are laying where they need to be. There's some concrete, which is fine because we're going to make a sidewalk, but we'll either make an actual sidewalk or put a sidewalk here. So I guess we'll go ahead and paint this asphalt till we put that, you know, just to make it look neat. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hit save in the meantime to get that information saved that we did. And let's see. I think this side looks okay. We're going to have that road come here. So I'm wondering what we got to do to this road. Okay, so this is really high up. So it's definitely going to have some changes. I'm wondering, do I need to go? Let me see what we got. I might change the angle of the road and go more straight and turn out. Well, let's see, more right here. Let me see what that looks like. I'm going to paint over this. Control R. I got to put it back on add. And, oop, didn't do the Control R again. Alright, so we're going to paint back over this. I ain't going to get all the way up to that. Well, I guess I will. Okay, get this out of the way. Paint this again. I want it to look a little different than that. There we go. Okay, so we can just, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be a road. We need to grab the concrete. You can either find some concrete and click on it, or just roll up in your list till you see concrete. Alright, so what I'm thinking is, this ain't going to be here, so don't worry about that. We're going to put it here, and then curve it over here, like so. Potentially, and I don't know how wide it's actually going to be, so we're going to grab that dirt and fix this little spot right here. It doesn't have to be dirt, but I'm just keeping it there for now. Obviously the road, depending on however big the road's going to be, is what it's going to be. So this may be wider or whatever. But as you can see, it's a general nicer slope. This side's got to still come down, or this side's got to come up. Either way, we might bring this side up. I don't know. Let me think. Let's try that. Let's bring this side up a little. I don't know. I think I might bring this side down. It might be better. Let's subtract this side over here a bit. We don't want to go much, so we're going to bring this down. Alright. Sculpt mode. And we're just going to tap it just enough to get it down. Just a little. We're going to go a little more than needed because we want to slope. We want to be able to smooth it properly. So we're trying to make sure that when I hit smooth, it's going to do it equal. Alright, now let's see what we get. Smooth this out a bit. There we go. See how it took that and made it better? There we go. Alright, get this corner. Alright. Now let's go down and see. Not terrible. Got a little bit of lift here. We gotta deal with that. But overall, that's pretty good. Let's put it back on subtract. Did I move them up? Nope. They're good. Let's tack this end down a little more. Just a little over here further. Just to knock off that corner. Now we're going to put it back on smooth. We're going to smooth this part. Right there. Let's see how that looks. Alright, I think that's decent. Not terrible. We got a little bit more we got to go down on. When we make our road, we got to situate this side a little more. But overall, that's our basic shape. Now, obviously, when we get over here, it's got to come down, because we're going to be driving here when we come to this road, you know, it's gonna be a little weird. We're gonna be in the middle of a blind spot, honestly. That might not be the best idea, is it? Put them in the blind. That's a good wreck spot right there. That's gonna make people have wrecks. They're gonna say, "What in the world? You can't see up the hill. You can't see down the hill." Bam. Make it a one way. Let me think about that one. We might have to change that to up here. Make it even easier. Just a straight shot into the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a call to do that. Let's just get rid of that. I don't want to. I don't want to put them in a blind spot. You would have to be thinking about things like that. That's what people have to think about in real life. So let's not do that to people. We're not trying to cause a wreck area. Okay, let's not do that. We're gonna change this. Okay, come on. What is your problem? Add. Oh, nope. Undo. Give me the green. Alright. Let's go ahead and move it over here. What are we gonna do? I mean, we already have that entrance. Usually you have two nearby. So if you're on this hill, as soon as you get to the top of this hill, from coming down or up, you get up here and then you see it. So I'm thinking I'll put it here. Right there. Let's just do that because I don't want to make it a mess. I'd rather make it where it won't be so bad for people. Let's not go crazy with it. We're just gonna make it easy. I was gonna do that, but I was thinking, that's just gonna be silly putting them at the bottom of a gully. Make it hard on people. There you got two roads, which that's not how they're gonna look, but anyway. There we go. Two entrances and then two exits. I got plenty of ways to get into that grocery store place. Alright. So, as you can see, this fence was part of the other, basically the wardrobe thing in Elm Creek. So we're gonna move that. Obviously, you can click on the whole group to move it all at once. Basically, that was the fence. I just moved it over to get it out of my way. Let's go ahead and come on down. We're gonna grab these electrical things. Control B is in boy, left mouse click, and we can stick that somewhere, wherever we decide that they should have an electrical box. They seem like they had theirs next to here, so it really don't matter. But you just got to make sure that you put it on the ground. We'll adjust it as we go. This is just gonna be a basic area, and then we can just put this over here too. I think they had an electrical, what does it say, electrical shed. So I don't know. I don't like that particular thing being way out here though. It's kind of weird. I may not have it. I may do away with that. Might leave this, but do away with that. I'm thinking the fire hydrant would be here. We'll just stick it over here for now till we start really decorating. Okay. And that's pretty much good. Let me see. As you can see, these two buildings back here, they were in the other area for the grocery store, but I took them away. They're over there now. Just temporary. Just out of the way a little bit. So, I think that part's done. Trying to decide what I want to do. Do I want to finish this? We got to do this road here. Let's adjust it. See, it's not finished. We got to fix it. Let's go ahead and do that. Make it a little bit better. Go ahead and put it on smooth. Bring this up. Way up. if it'll come. I keep grabbing it and it's not doing it. Alrighty. Smooth it on down. See how it brought that up in the air? We'll have to adjust that a little bit. You get the point. Now let me look at it and see. Not bad. Not terrible. It's a steep hill, but that's how some of these places are. Let me look at this. We need to adjust that a little bit. Just a bit. Knock that down a little. We might undo that. Let me see what happened to this concrete or the asphalt. Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust that. Alright, let's fix that real quick. Hit the sculpt mode, put it back on replace. Go over here where we know it's flat and come fix this mess we made. There we go. Because I'm gonna have to smooth that. I'm gonna go further back than this thing, and then that way when I smooth it, the slope where this concrete is should do better, hopefully. We'll see. See, it's a big drop down to the flatness of that. So I'm gonna try to go further back, is what I'm trying to say. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It may not work. So I'm trying to stay off of it. But it's still gonna go up a bit. But our road is gonna be different, so we'll see what happens when we get our road to do it. Alright. So let me see. See, that's gonna be like a big drop. Which it's asphalt, so it doesn't have to be flat. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and smooth it. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat. But this side I don't want that high. I don't know why they gotta be so. It does that when you have it higher level. It's just the way it works. You'd have to use the subtract to get it not to do that. But for now, we're going to leave that. That's good enough for now. That's our basic road area. Like I say, we're not working on roads right now. That's good. And we're going to go ahead and touch up that little spot. We're going to hit Control R as in Richard and make that concrete. And then we're going to hit save. And then we're going to move on to something else. We might. I don't think we're going to worry about making the parking lot stripes just yet. Let me see. Let me see. What I was thinking though, we need at least 4 rows. I'm assuming we're gonna have this is gonna be where you drive around back. So none of that's gonna be parking. Then we're gonna have a place you can drive in and drive in front of the store. Okay. So we're gonna have parking's gonna start further back. So let me grab this. Let's see. So we're going to say parking. Let me think. Let me see how wide that's got to be to drive. So that's, you're going to come in and you're going to be driving right here. Okay, so we're not going to make it super wide to drive, just enough that you'd be driving. And so we'll say Control B as in boy. Let's say something like that. And that may be too far. We'll see. I'll have to look in game. See how it feels. That might be a little far actually. Let's bring it in a little. Let's bring it to over here a little bit more. Alright, say that's the drive area. And we start our parking lot stuff here. Potentially. Then we're going to have a parking lot square, the lines, rectangles, whatever. Then we're going to have one of these. Bring it over here. And then we're going to turn it. And we'll obviously be lining all this up. You know, with the squareness of the store, with all that other stuff as well. I wonder what that one was. -90. Okay. But basically we're going to line that up essentially. And then we would have had a handicap, which I don't even know if they have any handicap ones in Elm Creek. I might have to make some, I don't know. If I do, we'll see. I might. But anyway, we're going to have a few spots before you get to one of these. So we're going to have lines through here, and then lines, and then lines, and so on. And then you have one of these. Then we're going to have some more lines. You can't have too many because then you got to have, this has got to turn and go back here. So what I'm going to do is grab one of those poles and put back here just as a marker. So say we come down this hill and we're going to turn and drive this way. Well, just off to the side over here is going to distinguish where we're going to, the edge of that's going to be. So try to line it up, put it about maybe here. Control B, left mouse click, we'll go look. This is just marking my area. So when you turn in, we'll try to see how we can, well, that mic can come a little further actually. We'll see. It's hard to tell in here because in game it's much further looking apart. So it's a lot wider in game. Alright, so roughly speaking, and we'll see if it's, we'll make sure that it's lined up when we do it. But anyway, that'll give us our distance. Hopefully that's an equal placement of the lines. If not, it'll move one way or the other. And then we're going to have, that's going to be the row of that parking. And then we're going to have a row of the double line parking, like over here, however the distance is between the driving of the width of what you would be driving through a parking lot here. So you would be turned in here. So, you know, it'd be somewhere over here. But you get the point. I'm not going to go through the whole deal just yet. But essentially we'd have this over here. And it would be facing whichever way. Sometimes they face both ways, so it really don't matter. But anyway, so we might stagger them so that it's, you know, there's one here, there's one there, whatever. So then we'll have one in between the lines there. And then we'll have, you know, I don't, like I say, this is just rough because I hadn't got the lines in here yet, but we will be. And then we'll have our road, obviously, and then they'll park, and then they can back out, and then they can park there, whatever they want to do. And this may go over a little, we'll see what happens. And then we'll have another row, and also we'll have one row that's going to do the back to back, so it's going to be like this. One's going to be back to back. Like so, because some of them do that as well. Alright, and then of course this is the row that's going to have two lines. This one's only going to have one set of lines. Then we're going to have a curb and maybe even a little grassy thing. And this side's going to have these two, so it's going to be lines on each side for parking all the way out until we get to meet that. So we'll just, roughly speaking, grab this, if it'll let me grab it, and bring it over here, roughly speaking, to say here, wherever we figure it lines up to. And then we'll have that one will be the end of the parking lot, or the edge for the road, so to speak, depending on wherever we need it to be. There may be one more spot here. It just depends how we want to move it. And then we'll have another row. We'll have another row here driving up through. Then we're going to have two more doubles, and then on the end, or we might just do, depending, we'll move it according to however our lines fall. So if we can get two more, we'll get two doubles here, and then like this side, we'll have one side over here, if we can get it. If we can't, we won't worry about it. So basically when you come in this side, we're going to be going past the, like a one strip of parking spots. And then when we turn this away, we turn here, this side will be a single spot. On this side would be a spot on this side of it, and a spot on the other side of it, if you get what I'm saying. So that's what I'm thinking, and it should be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of just like 6 or 7 little spots, depending on how many we can get there. And on the back side, I'm trying to decide. I don't think I'm going to put any parking back here, but I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking this is going to be where the trucks come in. They're going to have to drive in, and then they pull around right here, and then they Then they back up to the building. Get my point. Then they got plenty of way. If they want to go out this way, they still can fit. And then they can whip right around. It's going to be a straight shot right here. And then over here we can have a little bit of parking on the corners. Potentially, we'll see. We might make it around this corner, like outer parking, facing out. And then we'll stop it about somewhere over here. We don't want it to go way down. But anyway, that's just some basics of what I'm planning. It's not obviously finalized or nothing. I'm going to get them markers in here. And then we're going to begin to work also on making this a feature area of sorts. We'll see what we do. And let me think. What else do we need here? We did all that. Okay, we gotta lower this. See, they got one up here. That's what I was gonna say. They already have one up here. So we're gonna, whoops, hit the wrong button. Go ahead and do this. Which kind of don't make sense for that. Whoop. Let me undo that. We shrunk it because I hit the button a certain way. That was funny. There we go. If that's where they want it, that's good. Okay, these are going to have to come down. So we're going to put them down. Touch the ground. Good enough for now. Put you down. Right on the ground. Good enough for now. Alright. And we should be getting closer and closer to the next step. Now we're going to do more finalizing of areas. I'm going to be doing rough outs. I'll call it a rough out of areas before I do the full paint job and the full final touches, okay? Because I don't want to spend too much time doing this. I'm trying to just go to the next thing, get things kind of situated. Then as you go, you can kind of start doing the little tedious work, okay? So I'm thinking, what should we do? Should we paint any more? Wait a minute, we got a buggy floating around back here. Let's put this out in the back of the building like they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They got buggies rolling places it shouldn't be. Alright, and then of course this is going to have to be adjusted because I had it right and then I kind of smoothed it down, so we'll have to fix that. But we'll fix this little area here. And we'll have to smooth wherever we need or whatever. But anyway, that looks pretty good. We're getting somewhere. I don't think I'm going to put any parking spots back here. We're going to put our little trigger here, probably on the next episode or so. This road will probably be wider, I'm not sure. Depending on how I do it. We could put some brick fencing in some places, but I really didn't want to. Also, I had this little spot, so I could paint that we're going to cut through. We just like acting like they're going to cut through here. It's subject to change, like I say. This is all temporary, at least. So they could cut through there to get back there. And that's pretty good. Like I say, we'll do the parking lines pretty soon on another episode. Let me make sure the rest of this is on the ground. This went in the ground, so let's fix that. Click the whole group. Make sure when you notice it's a whole group, you click the whole group. So we're going to lift this up till it's out of the ground. Gotta look at that back side over there. Get over there. It's still in the ground. It's gonna have to be twisted probably. Okay. I think that's okay. I mean, a lot of times you would have to twist this to make it actually be on the ground. But anyway, that's good for now. Let's see if this is on the ground. Yeah. Is anything else up in there? This is up in there. Let's click on it and bring it down. Alright. I think we got most of it. That's just a little basket that we moved. We can just stick that on the ground too. Just temporary, we're not finished decorating. Alright, now we gotta get the sign. I forgot about the sign. Let's make sure we get the right part. Do we have an extra part? What is that? The basket? Okay. So that's just the sign. Okay, we may make a duplicate. Let's put this up here. Go over here. Gotta look at our road and situate everything. Alright, let me go back this way. So you're coming along and you see the sign. I think that's decent. I want to keep room away from the road a little bit, because like I said, we've got a lot to do, so we'll keep it probably back over here a little bit. Now this is obviously not situated just right, so let me think. Move it over a hair, and let me see. Let's lift it up. I'd rather lift it up a bit. Bring it over a hair, and then lift that ground up a bit right here. So let's click on here, click on replace, click right by this little spot here, hit replace, and then we're just gonna bring it up to this one. Okay, make sure that's there. We'll go a little further just so it makes sense, and we should be good there. Yeah, we'll smooth that, don't worry about that. Is that side touching? Technically. We'll lower it just a hair. Just a hair. I think that's good. Now we'll smooth this out, get it back on smooth, and we'll replace this, put this back down, down and down. We don't want a bunch, we just want to smooth it a little around that. Alrighty. Not bad. We gotta do a little more. You can see it's not quite right. You have to get in there because you can't really see it from the way that the angle is. You gotta be careful, you'll knock it all down again. See how it knocked it down? We didn't go far enough, it's a problem. So let me undo it. Okay. We're gonna go a little further with it. Let's replace, bring it down a little. We gotta bring this up again. Okay, bring this on up. Bring it up. I'm gonna go further because if I don't, it's not gonna smooth. Okay. I'm gonna back off a little bit. See if we can't smooth it now, because we wanted to be further away from it when we smoothed it, so it wouldn't mess with that part. And hopefully that's good. Probably not quite, but we're not gonna fuss over too many details. Like I said, we're just getting some basics done. Yeah, it's not being cooperative. What I'm gonna do is lower this part, get that part right, bring it over just a hair. Let me see what we got. Alright, right about there. I think that it's okay that that's buried because some of it would be buried. I'm actually gonna put it down a little more. There we go. I'm satisfied with that. And you can change this angle if it's not the angle you want. So we can change that when we need to if we don't like that. And we could duplicate it. So let's duplicate it. Control D as in dog. Let it do its thing when you click it because it sometimes can be slow. See, it hadn't finished yet. Alright, it might have finished. Let me see. No, not quite. There it is. It popped it up down here. And then we'll go over here Maybe put one in the back, potentially. And put one somewhere over here. We'll put it before we get there so that the feature still looks good. Hey, what are you doing? Get over there. Alright, put our sign out here. It gotta be perfect, just get it where you need it. Alright, let's see. We're gonna have to slope this down a little bit. We'll just get the smooth option out and see if we can't smooth it down a little bit. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Nope. Alright, we're gonna have to subtract. Oh, we don't want to go that far. Undo that. We got this thing cranked way up high. Let's crank it back down. Give it a second. When it's spinning like that, there's something going on, so you gotta give it a second. Alright, now that'll get me down there. I'm just going further so when I smooth it, that it'll smooth out right. Okay, now when I smooth it, it should lift it a little bit. We'll see. If not, we'll just lower it. That's fine. Okay. Now we're going to lower it. Turn that off. And lower it. And that's good. Good enough. Alright, so now we're going to back off and look at our road. And see. And that's good enough. Alrighty, well, I guess I'm going to call that an episode here. Don't want to make the video too long. We'll be working on the XML work soon and then doing some more on it probably. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.